Alright, hey guys, so I know I haven't posted in a while and I'm going to still be going to the doctor in Chicago for the procedure for dysfunction of the Belch Reflex. However, I have been going through a lot of other medical issues in the past couple years, but recently they got a lot worse. In June 2016, June 13th, 2016, I got a positive result on the ELISA scale for Lyme disease, and my primary doctor, began treating me with antibiotics. I had gotten bit in November, though, of 2015, and the 3 rounds that I did of antibiotics didn't work. Some doctors, now I have learned, have said that they shouldn't have really treated it that way because it had been in my system for a while anyway, the Lyme, and it probably wouldn't have worked. Other doctors have different opinions. Either way, I tried the 3 rounds of antibiotics. Doxycycline I tried, as well as penicillin. One of the rounds was 60 days long. And then after that, I still felt symptoms. I felt cramping, fatigue, Lyme symptoms galore other than neurological ones, and heart palpitations. It's the only ones that I didn't have. I was forgetful, super forgetful, and like my short-term memory and finding certain words were hard, but that's about it. Until recently, I went to an infectious disease doctor over the summer who said no results came back for any infections in my system. She didn't test particularly for Lyme, and she said I probably was going to experience some chronic symptoms, but that it should pretty much be out of my body. And she said I had fibromyalgia, which I've been told before that I was diagnosed with, which I said, okay, I understand that, but I lived through that, I pushed through that, and I'm pretty sure this is something different, because the nerve pain I get down my arms, the cramps in my legs, I'm sweating right now. It's the middle of winter, I don't even have the heat on, and I'm absolutely sweating, but my temperature is normal. Had a low-grade fever though for months when I first got infected with the tick bite. So anyway, fast forward to November 16th, like a couple weeks ago, and I got really dizzy and my whole face went numb. For the past 2.5 months I've been having numbing up here, and then it progressively got like lower and in my eyes. I thought maybe it's something I was eating. I switched my diet. I tried all these different things. I was always tired. I ended up falling asleep at my job a couple times and having to like shock myself awake. There was times I pulled over on the side of the road going home because I was so dizzy or blurry. It started getting like, you know, out of nowhere, like a whoosh of a blurry dizzy spell. And then on the 16th I drove to my mom's after work. I got there, my entire face went numb after being numb perpetually for a week instead of just on and off. And her dog actually was sniffing my ear and my face, like very different than usual, and we got a little worried. We were like, oh my god, pets sense things, what if something's happening? So we went to the ER, and while I was in the ER at 4 o'clock in the morning, I heard like a whoosh sound, really big whoosh, and then all of a sudden I was like, Mom, my vision just got really bad. I can't see down the hallway, the exit signs. So she was kind of like, all right, well, are you okay? Are you dizzy? And then all of a sudden my face felt numb, like when you get Novocaine. And I said, is my face drooping? And she got really scared, called a nurse. I immediately thought Bell's palsy. She thought a stroke, obviously. It was not a stroke. It was also not Bell's palsy because after that, every hour it got worse. And then for 3 days straight, my face was twitching and going in all different directions. And it was like down here, and I'll show the video. I'll post it in another update. This is just kind of like a quick hello, and this is how I'm doing, and I'm going to post a lot more videos on all of this, but it was really bad, and I had no pain from it. It was mostly just numbness and twitching, and my nose was moving, everything, and they said, okay, this is definitely not Bell's palsy because it's switching from one side of the face to the other and all over, and every time I got in an elevator to go get an MRI, it happened. My MRI came back normal. All my blood work came back normal. My blood pressure was normal the whole time. The hospital story is a whole nother video because the treatment that we received was absolutely terrible. And they released me with my face still twitching and not knowing what was going on. So once they released me after observation for 2 nights, still completely twitching, not knowing what was going on, I went about 3 hours later for an emergency visit to an ear, nose, and throat doctor who is now currently treating me in his medical group, and he has been sending me to other doctors, which will begin tomorrow. So he said what he believes it is the 7th and 8th nerves in my face malfunctioning and misfiring. And so of course, I get all these weird things because y'all know I have the gurgles, and now 2 months before I'm about to get that fixed, all this happens. I mean, terrible timing, but also I guess it's good that I'm going to see this amazing ear, nose, and throat doctor because he can give me advice also on this. So the ear, nose, and throat doctor checked my ears, my nose, my throat, my MRI, said there's no tumors, no blockages, thank goodness everything is fine. It's very likely that this is being caused by Lyme disease or some other infection. He is sending me tomorrow morning at 8:15. I have an infectious disease doctor appointment. Right after that at 10, I have 2 ear tests. And then I go see the ear doctor himself at 1 p.m. And then Friday, so tomorrow's Wednesday, on Friday, I go to see a new neurologist because of how terrible we were treated at the hospital. We want a second opinion, and he would like me to see a different neurologist for sure, so I'm doing that Friday. And today I went to the eye doctor to get a new prescription because immediately when I heard that in my ear, my vision got so bad that I had only been to the eye doctor about 6 months ago. These are new glasses, and now I went today and my prescription went up by 3 steps basically. That happens usually in about 4 years for me, 5 years. So the doctor said it was a very drastic change, obviously, to happen within 2 months. He said he hadn't really seen it before, but he does know that it is very common in Lyme disease. So this could lead to much more testing towards that, and maybe some doctors finally helping me with that because it's getting worse. I have had to pretty much leave my job. I can go back once I feel better because they want me there and I want to be there because I absolutely love my job. But I've had to leave my job. I've had to leave school, which sucks because I was doing licensed marriage and family therapy and counseling, master's degree, and I loved it and I could barely concentrate. I would break down with my boyfriend on the phone crying, saying like, I can't comprehend this paragraph. Just a short paragraph that, knowing me, would have taken me like 15 minutes to do this homework. And I was sitting there for an hour reading the same paragraph and trying to do the homework and then just crying because it was just not processing and words were not making sense, and it was getting really bad. There were nights where I would just come home and end up sitting on the tile floor because it was nice and cold and felt good on my body because my nerves hurt so bad, and I just wanted to get up and do so many things, including film videos for this channel because I'm still so excited about the procedure coming up. But I had no energy. I have no energy even right now, but I made a setup in my old room. I'm living with my mom right now because of what's going on until my boyfriend moves here. I'm living at her house. This is my old bedroom from when I was a teenager. So I set up my camera so that I could just hit on whenever I need to and just sit here and film. I have been in bed all day, slept for like 5 hours after the eye doctor. I had 2 nosebleeds today, so because I'm kind of stuffy on top of everything else, of course. Why not? Oh yeah, they had me on prednisone and Valium for a few days to see if it would help with the numbness and the twitching. A lot of the twitching went away, as you can see. Just my eye is kind of numb and I can't open it all the way, and this is still numb here. I twitch, but not nearly as bad as in the hospital. But I've been weaned off the Valium and prednisone yesterday. Hi guys, sorry my camera stopped recording for some reason. I think I'm running out of space, so let me just wrap this up real quick. What I was saying is I was on prednisone and Valium by the ear, nose, and throat doctor to see if it could get the twitching under control and the spasms. Right now I'm not on it. I've been cramped and feeling in pain all day. Spasms, everything. My parents have been like massaging my arms. I just feel like crap. I'm still me, I'm still positive, I'm still looking forward to my surgery for this in Chicago because I have been very adamant that I'm still going, and I'm going to all these doctor's appointments this week for everything else. But bear with me if I take a while to upload videos, but I promise I will, and I'll update you guys on everything that's going on. I will still be vlogging in Chicago. I'm exhausted, so I don't know how often I'll be vlogging, but I'm going to try to update as much as possible. Thank you so much, and part of the reason I'm vlogging all this is because yet again I have something that is hard to figure out, and this might be able to help people. So I think the strongest people get the biggest dilemmas for a reason, maybe. That's how I'm trying to look at it. Alright, thanks. Bye.